This is a throwing mechanics breakdown for William Crispín from the SoCal QB and wide receiver camp hosted by Quarterback Magazine and Brady Performance. This breakdown is done by Brady Performance. A little bit too much extension through the back here. Want to be able to have a hip hinge where our hips are slightly back. There's a concave in the back, but our shoulders are over our hips as much as we can, right? If there's more trajectory in a throw, it makes sense that there's a little bit of a tilt, but not too much extension through the back. All right, so one of the things I see here is get to the top of your drop, covering a good amount of ground on the tight hitch. All we need to do is just have a slight tight hitch, get rhythm in our feet towards the throw. So a good drill to do would be, say for instance, your feet are, your left foot's right there, right? You're looking that way, your right foot's right here. You tight hitch, pretend that your foot's right here, left foot, and your right foot's there. Your eyes are facing that way. When you tight hitch, this foot's gonna end up just on this other side of the line. Your foot's almost on the line, it just ends up on the other side of the line. So you maintain a good base, you don't waste too much movement. Now there are times you're gonna have to cover more ground, right? But you wanna be efficient, economical with your movements. All right, when you go to load the football, you want to think palms together. Okay, on the load, when the football is right here, your palms are facing one another. When you go to load it, your palms are facing down. See how your wrist is positioned in this spot there? You want to try to rotate the wrist where your palm is facing down, this palm's facing down, this arm's copying that arm. Okay. Front leg, try to keep a slight knee bend in that front leg. That's going to allow for better hip rotation. All right. When we're making these types of throws, work to keep your cleats in the ground, absorb through the ground. We're going to create ground force. And really, what we're trying to do is we're trying to rotate our hips through first, front foot down, trying to rotate our hips, our pelvis through first, our trunk through second, our shoulders through third, the arm, hand, ball through fourth. More rotational. You can see that load there. Need to work on that. Palms together, palms down. Try to keep the head. The head's actually pretty still. You do a decent job of that. Your arm is right here, as if you have an ice cream cone in that hand. All right, then we break through and then we finish with a little extra rotation. To me, you want to get this foot down. This is your balanced foot. You want to get that down as fast as possible. Get the cleats in the ground, okay? You're absorbing all of this weight through that front leg. And then this right leg is going to decelerate. And then I like the toe, the heel, and this knee to be all in the same plane towards the throw. If it's a quick pass, we need to anticipate that we're going to throw it fast and not take any extra hitches. And we don't want to waste any movement when we're not supposed to. You can see this other young man took their drop and threw on time. You had an extra hitch. You can see how your hands are just working up. We want to try to create a circular pattern in the motion by loading the ball back and then bringing it forward and then snapping it through. Put that ball in your hand fast. Work on getting that ball in your hand fast. You see all that extra movement and that power going up. Okay, got to work Got to work the 2-ball drill, 2 balls in your hands, rotate it back, or toe tap drill. You can go to the Brady Performance drill app and then download that and then get some drills to do there. Toe tap drill would definitely be one of them. Wall ball drill would be another one of them. We're over rotating. You got to work on athleticism, moving your feet, being twitchy as much as possible. Try not to cover as much ground if it's not needed. You can't dictate where the defensive linemen or the linebackers are going to be as far as the rush goes. And so you need to be able to minimize your movement when that's needed, and then create bigger movements when that's needed. Okay, eject in the pocket, point that left shoulder. Continue to point that left shoulder for 2 hard steps before you throw the football if you can. You see you over-rotate a little bit on that last throw. That front foot down. Maintain the knee bend. See how your head is really whipping out of the way. Every inch that head moves off of the access point, every inch that it moves off of this point from the spine, shoulders are really tilted, so not an accurate representation, but we're really leaning out. You could see that. And every inch that we lean out with our head, this release point's going to change. So there's going to have to be something that's going to correct that release point for us. Might as well maintain good consistency in your motion all the way through from the ground all the way up through the chain. Try not to over-rotate that hip. Keep that side knee bend. Maintain a good base here, feet about shoulder width apart, and there's no need to reset unless they ask you to reset your feet. This is all about being able to get your feet set fast. And try to get that ball right where he flashes his hands. Not bad movement there, but eliminate those extra steps. This base is too narrow. I like where the football's positioned. But we got to get smoother with that load, and then we got to move off of that spot just a slightly more. Coach is giving you a feel for an offensive lineman getting in their pass set. Working on some athleticism, navigating through the cones. Point that left shoulder, and we want to go palms together, palms down. Rotate that all forearm back to the midline of the body. No hitch on that, no reset on that. Pin that shoulder. Don't let that left arm fall off. Front leg locking out again. Be smooth with your movements. Be disciplined with where your eyes go. Your lower half's going to throw the ball, and you're locking out your leg, and you're not distributing power correctly through the lower half, and that's why the ball's dying. Good throw there. They tell you've worked at it. There's no question. There's a good amount to go as far as your mechanics go, and your left arm's falling off when you're throwing the run. Okay, so when we do our play fakes here, good. I like where your eyes are at. Right it forward. Keeping your eyes up. Okay, not bad there. You see how your arms load. You want palms together, palms down, then start to rotate it through. Over-rotate it with your back leg on that one. Like you're in a good position on that throw. Keep working. There's a lot of details of this position. The biggest thing is that you know your offense and that you're confident with your throws. Good luck to you.